What's up, everybody? ODC here, and I am here with a kind of a last-minute video. Um, I guess I have a few things to say about this action figure in general. Let me bring him up a little bit closer. And I kind of just wanted to discuss my thoughts, comments, concerns about this action figure in general. I don't own any other figures from the line other than Duke here, and this was actually sent to me. I did not purchase this. This was actually sent to me by S. Myers, which was very nice of him, kind of him to do so. I wasn't actually planning on doing the review just yet, but I just kind of popped in my head. I got a little bit of inspiration by the the by retro blasting and just watching some of his older videos that I didn't get a chance to watch yet, and getting a little bit of inspiration from him. Just kind of wanted to touch on this line, seeing as he did so. A lot of people have touched on it. I've kind of remarked about it, but I haven't really gone into detail about it. There's going to be a lot of people that disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. People are going to disagree with how you feel about things when they like a certain thing, and that's completely fine. The figure, speaking about the figure itself, though, I'm going to be objective as possible, and then I'm going to give my personal preference, my personal opinions on the line itself, and the figure itself, and what I think about the line and what I think about the overall design choices, such range of motion, stuff like that. I'm going to give you my objective opinion, then I'm going to give you my subjective opinion. So I wanted to do things a little bit different here. That's why I wanted to do a live review on this. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time discussing this. This is kind of like I don't know, more of like a discussion video than anything. So it's like a review and a discussion. So this will be a longer video. If that's not your type of thing, then by all means go watch a short 7-minute review and have a nice day. But that's not what we do here at my channel. I like to discuss things. I like to give as much information as possible. If I miss if I miss something here and there, it's only because I'm human. But I try to really check all the boxes and give you the most information that you possibly can and be as informative as I can in the review. Brent, how's it going? How you doing? Welcome to the live review. Welcome, everybody. But just discuss the figure. This is what Duke looks like. I want to say a lot of people have their reservations on how these new figures look. They don't like the bright colors right here, and they're not feeling the futuristic look. They call this a Nerf gun. Hey, Indy, how's it going, buddy? They're not really liking just the overall futuristic look of him. Some people are calling the figure asymmetrical. I'm not really seeing that. I want to say there's a pretty good flow of how Duke is supposed to look, and this looks like a little bit more of a modern take at a 6-inch scale. Now, we all know my preference is 3 3/4 inch, 4-inch figures, and it's modern. Personally, this is not really my cup of tea, but I'll get to that when I get to it. But speaking on the figure itself, this is what he comes with. He comes with a rifle. It looks like a futuristic rifle. It actually kind of reminds me, if you have played Ghost Recon Breakpoint, that kind of like upgraded gun that you get for the Terminator mission. This is what it kind of looks like a little bit. Just a little bit. It doesn't look exactly like it. That's not what I'm saying, but it looks like it would be used for something like that. So this is definitely like a futuristic take on a modern gun, on a modern like AR setup or M16 or an M series rifle. Looking at the backpack. The backpack is another piece, and also he can't be without his binoculars and his bandolier. He also comes with a pistol, which is what looks to be like another futuristic take on a modern gun. It just hints of modern, hints of futuristic takes. Sorry, I'm dropping things now. But the sculpt, I can give that. I can commend Hasbro for the sculpt, for giving us a new sculpt. I can commend them for giving us different designs, trying different things and seeing how if they stick. I can understand that. There's certain things that I disagree with other reviewers about, especially with giving a more modern, different looking take. So I can commend them for attempting to give us something different. I don't know how sustainable it will be, but here's the binoculars nonetheless. I keep going. I keep trying to, my brain wants to go off topic, and I'm trying to stay on point here. But there's nothing really special about the binoculars. They have a peg, and they peg into the back of this belt here. They're just like a sculpted gray. And then we have some gold, which is pretty regular throughout some of the design here, including his knee pads, shin pads, and such. Same thing with the rifle. The backpack is pretty much just a green plastic with a black painted shovel on the back, a trench shovel. I would like a little bit more detail here. I'm going to be honest with you. These canteens could be, have a little bit more detail to them. As my camera is slipping again, I'm having issues with my camera. Anyway, but overall, it's a nice sculpt. I dig the sculpt. Zorpox, how's it going? Renegade Biker, how's it going? I gotta get something up here to stop this from slipping. This is the best part about doing things live is that something always goes wrong, and the camera slips, and it's just absolutely annoying. So, memento por favor, everyone. Sorry for the wait. Sorry for the camera slippage. But anyway, like I said, the sculpt on the backpack does look really nice, but it's just really lacking detail. Excuse me, paint detail. It's just one of those things where they went the extra mile to give us new sculpted stuff, but didn't just finish the damn race. It's like they shit their pants midway, or not even midway, like almost before the finish line, and just the shit started dripping down their leg, and they gave up due to dehydration or something. I don't know. I don't really, they don't really bother me too much with that. There's enough paint on them to differentiate between them. Speaking on the figure itself, the face sculpt looks good. This definitely looks like a Duke. It definitely gives it that Duke feel. I really like the face sculpt quite a bit. I think overall they nailed the look of when I think of maybe a more modern looking Duke. This is something that he would look like. He's supposed to look kind of like that just dude, just that dude that blends in kind of. He's supposed to look a little generic, generic blonde guy. Sorry, I just hiccup burped. That was fucking weird. But anyway, he actually has a scar. I think that's a scar over the right eye of his head. So that's pretty cool. I like that little bit of detail. I can't tell if that's a scar, or if that's a paint defect or something. But on mine, it's there. You can see it kind of going through the eye there. But it looks pretty good. I can't complain about that. Let me try and get in a little bit closer. I got to kind of bend his knees the way my camera's set up here. But get a little bit more light here. A little bit more light on the subject. But like I said, the head sculpt looks good. He, for the most part, his eyes are okay. Well, it looks like one's looking up and the other one's looking normal. Like the left one on his left is looking straight, and then the other one is. It's not the end of the world. It's not as bad as some other Hasbro products that we've seen in the past with some eyes, some wonky ass eyes. The shirt's good. I think I don't have too many issues with the sculpt. The paint on him looks good. I don't mind the little bit of red detail that some people are flipping a shit over. Like, oh, why is this red? Why would he have red? That's like sticking out like a sore thumb. And but a lot of people, they tend to think that this is actually part his design from a mobile game. I think it's actually the design from the video game that's supposed to be coming out, which I have no intention on getting. But because I don't think it looks all that good. It kind of looks like a mobile game. But I'm not talking about the mobile game itself. I'm talking about the actual game that's coming out on, I don't know if it's coming on the next gen consoles, but it's supposed to come out on the PlayStation 4. I'm pretty sure, and Xbox One. Not sure if it's coming out on the next gens though. But I think it had originally had a release date of like November. Don't quote me on that. It might have got pushed back. It's 2020. Everything's been getting pushed back. I'm talking about you, Black Widow movie. Anyway, talking about the figure though, I think that, like I said, the sculpt looks good of the shirt. I don't have an issue. He's got one shoulder or elbow pad, excuse me. Yeah, it does. It does, Rich. It looks like crap. The game. I know. I totally agree with you. Um, but he's got one elbow pad here sculpted. He doesn't have one on the other side. I don't really mind this. It's just weird that he's got one on one side, not one on the other. I guess it is a little bit asymmetrical if we're talking about just that. But the bandolier looks fine to me. I like the sculpt. Like I said, a little bit of a black wash would have helped this bring out all this detail in here. But it's just kind of like there's aspects like the head sculpt looks so great, but then you look at other things and the shirt looks fine. But then you look at other things like the backpack and it's like blah. You look at the bandolier and it looks like a toy. It looks like this is a toy. And these are supposed to be more adult collector themed. Like there's no way these are directed towards children. I know they're toys, but these are definitely like adult collector themed. But I'm not really sure what their demographic is grabbing at towards. The belt itself looks fine. It's just mostly green with a little bit of gray and gold right here. Like I said, it's more of a futuristic look for a tech belt, a tactical belt. At least in this general area, it looks kind of like a little bit of like a Batman utility belt of some sort. But it looks good. I don't really mind it that much. That doesn't bother me. The holster on the leg is a separate piece, and it does move around, just like this is a separate piece, and this is a separate piece. So everything moves around, and that doesn't bother me either. If it really bothers you that much, you can super glue these down, and it'll stick to the body just fine. And you'll still be able to use the ab crunch and such if you glue this down here or at the top of the shoulder. But you can remove them if you want to. I guess if that's your thing and you want to see what he looks like without it, this is what he'll look like. Let me put the arms down so he doesn't look weird. But that's what he looks like without it. Like I said, you could always super glue the belt down to his waist or right here like it's supposed to sit. But the backpack on yours makes him too top heavy. Yeah, I could see that. It makes him a little bit back heavy. This is a solid plastic backpack. So I could definitely see that happening. It hasn't happened really with mine. But I could definitely see that being an annoyance. But the holster here itself is just a green plastic. It's like green plastic, green plastic, green plastic. Very minimal paint detail going throughout the holsters and such. So that's kind of blah. Now we're going to start getting into some of my issues. The pants, I think the pants are well detailed. They got a little stripe going down here and on that side. Over on the knee pads, the paint looks good. It looks nice. I like the little bit of battle damage here. That looks good. I don't really mind this. This futuristic take doesn't bother me. It's going to bother a lot of other people because they were expecting probably vintage stuff, and I can't really hate on them for not giving us the same old shit they've been giving us for the last, I don't know, 30 plus years. So I can commend them for trying to do something different. So this doesn't really bother me too much, where it bothers other people. I like the straps sculpted into the back of the leg. It looks good. I mean, like I said, the design of the character looks fine to me. You know this is Duke. Regardless of whether he's got some futuristic stuff on him, you know, looking at this, if there was no name on there and it just said G.I. Joe Classified, you know this is Duke. You just do, okay? By the look at the face, the shirt, the pants, the bandolier, you know that who this is. So they did get the likeness down. This is where I have issues. Now, if you're going to do shin armor and you want to do funky stuff like that, that's great. But make sure this shit lines up properly. And I get, like, stuff moves around when you're wearing pads and such. They're going to flop around. But we're talking action figures here. We're not talking... This is just, maybe it's probably just something that bothers me, but if you can see how this is off on the foot, and it does kind of affect the foot a little bit on mine, because when I want him to get him into a certain pose, it just looks off. Something looks off right here when the foot is settled, and then you have the shin armor kind of going a funky way. I mean, I guess it's really not the end of the world. This is a personal preference thing, but the foot cocked the one way and then this going the other way, it looks like he's out of alignment or something. It's just something that bugs me when I stare at it all the time. So, like I said, not the end of the world. It's a personal preference with this side's a little bit better than that side, but it's still doing it. These are still wanting to go towards the inside of the leg, like that way. So it bugs me. But I just kind of want to take this and just move it over, because you can even see where the hinge is, that it's just not lining up properly. It's just, ugh. And then he does have like this boot swivel here, but we'll get to that in articulation. The boots themselves, like I said, it's a nice sculpt. Everything looks good, crisp and clean. No big deal there. The the crux of most people's bitching and moaning is the knuckle dusters and the watch. They don't like the orange, and they don't like the red, and they don't like the red up here. That's all I've heard about this, is the constant whining about that. I mean, if this is a deal breaker for you, then don't buy the figure. I'm just going to say, just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. If you're going to just complain that you didn't get what you want, don't buy it then. I see a lot of people complain about they didn't get what they wanted, and guess what? You're not always going to get what you want. So not every design is going to be what you want. So you have to understand that. I hear a lot of people sound like spoiled brats. So just act like a grown adult and just understand that you're not going to get exactly what you wanted. Anyway, moving on from that, because I just wanted to touch on that really quick, because I've been hearing too much complaining about it from grown men. I'm sure they'll end up doing, just to point out this, I'm sure they'll end up doing the vintage stuff. Why they didn't do it right away is beyond me. I don't have that answer for you. If that's what a lot of people wanted, and that's fine. If you don't want this, I'm sure down the line they'll eventually do it, because that's what Hasbro does. They bend and they don't break. So, but like I said, if this isn't what you wanted, then just don't buy the damn figure. Vote with your wallet. Let Hasbro know what you actually want. There you go. But like I said, The overall detail on him, where it's there, it's good. I would like some more paint shading. I think the face sculpt's a little bit on the shiny side. It's not horrible, but it's just something I'm pointing out. It's a small nitpick. The backpack is heavy, but everything pegs in. As you can see, that pegs into his back. This pegs in right here. He can hold everything. There's no issues there. He can look down the sights. We're going to get to all that, but there he is holding everything in a neutral pose. It's not the best neutral pose, but it's a neutral pose nonetheless. Now let's go through articulation really quick, and then we'll get to my rant and bitching and moaning and all that fun stuff, which I was bitching about people bitching, right? So anyway, so articulation wise, the head can swivel full 360 rotation. We do have a hinge at the neck, so he can look way up, which is really nice. And he can look way down, really well done. He does have a separate neck joint down here, and he has got the jivest of turkeys. Oh, yes. Jive turkeys. So the neck joint does move down as well. So that's more of a natural look. I'm liking that Hasbro is doing this. They are adding this on most of their figures. I wish they would start doing that with more of their Marvel Legends. That would be nice down the road too. You can also pivot it side to side, so that's really good. And it is a separate piece, and it does look good with this collar. So there's actually some natural light shadowing. So it looks like this guy's actually wearing a shirt, and it doesn't look like he's just got a sculpted shirt on and he's a toy, you know? If you hear a dog whining, it's nothing I can do about it. The arms go up about that far. It goes down, full 360 rotation in the arm. He does have a butterfly joint. It's there. It's very slight. It's like almost like why'd you bother? I'm going to be honest with you. And mine's not frozen. There's just not a lot of room for it. So it goes back and forth, but it doesn't really move all that much. So it's there. It's slight though. So he does have a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow. He also has a wrist hinge, and he can do the pistol up and down movement with that hinge, and it is side to side on this side. So up and down pistol on this side to side on that side. So they're not the same hinge joints. He can crunch way back. He can swivel. He's kind of got a ball. I think he's got a ball joint instead of a regular Marvel Legends swivel cut. So that's actually different, and I actually don't think I mind that too much, because you can actually get more of an ab crunch back and forward with that ball. So that doesn't bother me too much, and it swivels at a full 360 rotation. He can do the splits really well, so that's good. I wish, Marvel Legends would do this all the time. He does have drop-down legs, so we have drop-down hip joints. That's really good. So if you want to get an extra range of motion there, you have that option. Upper thigh swivel. He does have a double jointed knee, and it's really good. And he has that boot swivel I was talking about earlier. He can point the toe. He can point the heel, not really that much past neutral. This is about neutral, and that's about it. So not the best with ankle range of motion, but overall, I want to say his articulation range of motion is pretty good. It's pretty damn good. I'm not going to lie. They did a good job with articulation, range of motion. I want to say for the most part, the paint detail is there. I really like this neck joint. I'm feeling the little bit of butterfly joint that is there is a little bit helpful. But still, it's like, you could have cut a little bit more into the back and given us a little bit more, I guess. So, that's kind of, I guess, a nitpick that I have. They should have went a little bit deeper with that. But like I said, he can hold all of his stuff. There's that. He holds it fine. It's not, if you want to get him in a kneeling pose, let's do that really quick. The backpack, that's the other thing. The backpack is kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie. This backpack is kind of a pain in the ass. The peg should be a little bit longer. It does pop out quite a bit because the bandolier gets in the way of the backpack. And this just needs to be a little bit maybe out to here. A little bit more. Just so it can clear the bandolier and it can sit correctly. Because it really does get in the way. And if you can see, I'll get this off. If I take this off and I put this on, it's much more flush onto the back now. It's like the peg hole on him isn't deep enough, and then the peg for the backpack isn't long enough. So it's like it's like either way you're screwed. So there's that. You don't need to use the backpack. If you want his OG feel to him, then he did come with a backpack. He came with the bandolier, and he was supposed to come. He did come with a. I think Duke originally came with like a submachine gun. He didn't actually come with like a rifle. But anyway, speaking on the range of motion and such that you can do with him, he is pretty damn good when it comes to that. I will give the devil his due when it is warranted. And you can get him into plenty of poses. If you want to get him into like some sort of neutral pose here. Or I guess he can just grip this. Just grip it, Duke. Maybe I would have preferred a set of extra hands with him. These figures don't come with Build-A-Figure piece. When that's a thing, and you don't even come with a Build-A-Figure piece, I would expect a little bit more of paint detail on him. And maybe I would expect some extra hands, an extra expression, extra head. I mean, we get that with some Marvel Legends, and we're not getting that here with some of these Joes. And the only reason I say an extra hand is because this is a hinge going back and forth, and you should have another one with it going up and down, that pistol style, where you could put it in, swap it this way, and have him be a lefty. So you could go that route. It's not the end of the world, because at least you have one on the left side. But I'm pretty sure Duke's a righty, so I'm not really sure why they decided to go that route. But he can kneel. He can do whatever you need him to. Usually when I get into kneeling poses, I have to kind of mess with that leg a little bit more so he's not sitting so awkwardly. There we go. That should do it right there. But you can get him to do what you want. He's taking a knee. And there you go. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, he wants to pose. He definitely is a figure that wants to pose. You can have a lot of fun posing him, taking photos of him. He's going to look good. I don't really have an issue with this, with any of the posing, the articulation, or the range of motion. Maybe, like I said, some of the design issues, like this peg hole being too shallow and this peg not being long enough, that's an issue. I'm sure they'll fix that in the future. But I mean, objectively speaking, I have to say this is a good quality, I think, figure for $20. I think he should come with more. This is Duke we're talking about here. This is the man, you know. I would like to see their take on Hawk down the road. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to invest any money. I haven't invested any money into these, but I don't think I would invest too much. If you're 3 3/4 inch collector and you're already like, not feeling 6 inch. I've been collecting 3 3/4 inch, and the 3 3/4 inch vintage stuff that they're giving us is kind of the drizzling shits. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I don't get the hype behind the 3 3/4 inch vintage line either. It's not vintage, nor is it modern. It's like this weird amalgamation of old parts that we got from old figures 10 years ago, and it's a whole nother can of worms to talk about for a different time. But overall, this is, objectively speaking, a good figure. This is a good figure. It's not a great figure. It's a good figure. Where there's paint detail, it's good. Where there's not, it's needed. You know, just being honest here. I like that he comes with a rifle and a pistol. The backpack and the removable binoculars are nice. Would have liked an extra head for a different expression. Would have liked different hands. That would be nice, especially military style hands. I think that makes sense, especially for Duke being a commanding officer. Um, that's just me. But I think they hit the mark and missed some of the marks with this. The colors don't really bother me too much. Some people are saying these look like Fortnite figures. No. Have you seen Fortnite characters? Let's calm it the fuck down. So I don't think they look like Fortnite figures, and I don't think they look like anything from Fortnite. I mean, I don't see anybody in this line with a big hamburger head with its tongue sticking out. I don't see anybody dressed up in a bunny suit. So let's calm it down with the Fortnite stuff. Objectively speaking. Subjectively speaking, I just simply do not care about this line. I'm just being honest when I say that. I have other things that I'd rather spend money on than a G.I. Joe 6 inch line. I've said this from the start. I've said this from before the start when Strident and I were discussing this on a podcast 3 years ago. We knew that this was in the works. These are good figures. If this is what you want, this isn't personally anything I want. This was actually given to me. This was a gift sent to me by S. Myers. And thank you very much for sending me the figure. I'm very gracious and I'm very appreciative. I don't know where he's going to go in my collection. Maybe I'll sell him. I don't know how much I need him. I love the character of Duke. He's one of my favorite Joes of all time. And I don't know. I just don't have a spot for him, though. That's the thing. I haven't gotten any of the other figures. Not that I don't even think I've even seen any besides Gung Ho at Walmart or Walgreens, excuse me. I've seen Gung Ho at Walgreens, and that was it. And I was just like, moving on, you know. I've invested more time and money into the 3 3/4 inch figures, and you all know that if you guys are viewers of my channel. So investing more money into a brand new line, and it's just like I'd rather spend money elsewhere. I've got a bunch of NECA Predators. I'd like to continue that. I've been collecting Marvel Legends since its inception, the inception of the line. Its inception, excuse me, not the movie Inception. There's Joy Toy, which I love, and I'd rather spend money on Joy Toy figures than G.I. Joe figures. That's just where I'm at right now with that. This is kind of bad timing for G.I. Joe, I think, for a lot of collectors. There's a ton of Marvel Legends collectors that only collect Marvel Legends. They're like going crazy about these figures because, they fit right with my Marvel Legends. Yeah, but where do they fit in with your Marvel Legends? As what? Army fodder? Shield agent fodder? They don't really fit, dude. So, and putting G.I. Joes with X-Men, it's like, what? They're out of their element completely. Like, what are you doing? So I don't know. Personally, I don't mix my Joes with my superheroes because it's just like, why? I don't even really like mixing my Joes with Transformers, but a lot of people seem to like that. So I'm probably on my own, and that's fine with that. But personally, for me, it's a good figure, but it's a pass for me personally. Um, it's a $20 figure, and I want to say I guess it's worth the $20. I wouldn't pay a dime more than 20. Um, like I said, they don't come with anything else other than what you see here. He comes with a pistol, a rifle, a backpack, and binoculars. That's about it. If they started adding more paint detail to them, um, and like different heads and more hands, that's probably um, warrant the $20 price point. I think that would add to it. I think that would sell the figures better. Um, but personally, this is just a big pass for me personally. I don't expect really any more reviews from the classified line because I just don't care. Everyone's going gaga over that Snake Eyes, but A, Snake Eyes is not a character I really care about. B, Snake Eyes he just looks like another Snake Eyes. I don't know. It doesn't look like anything that special. I don't get the whole why people like Snake Eyes so much. It's just like, I just don't understand. And I'm not saying that literally. I'm not asking that literally. I'm asking that's a rhetorical question. I know why people like him. And people say the same thing over and over again. Well, he's a badass. He's a badass. He wears all black. He's mysterious. He doesn't talk. And I get it. I understand the character. I've read the character for 30 years. I don't need to read him anymore. I think it's, I don't know. I don't want to go off on a tangent on fucking Snake Eyes, but I don't think he should be getting a movie by himself. I think that G.I. Joe is meant to be a team, not one individual. It's like when they did all those crappy X-Men movies for the last like 17 years, 17 or 18 years or 19 years, however long, almost 20 years. I think it was 19 years technically. The last 20 years of crappy X-Men movies was all about Wolverine all the time. It's like, no, that's not what the X-Men are. So they don't understand. Fox never understood the X-Men. Just like they don't understand G.I. Joe. And that's why we've gotten shit G.I. Joe movies. And that's why we're getting a Snake Eyes movie, because they think just making a Snake Eyes movie, taking your most popular character and making a movie out of it's going to change everything and bring G.I. Joe back from the dead, and I don't see that happening. That's my personal take. If you don't like it, that's fine. Go somewhere else. But that's my take on G.I. Joe. That's my take on the Classified series. Like I said, these are good figures. If you're into them, I think they're solid. It's not my cup of tea. It's just not. So, people like the silent type? I guess so. I reviewed him at my G.I. Joe collection playlist on my channel, ODC. I have him on a claw action stand. Cool. Nice, man. Nice, Renegade. I'm currently working on a restoration of the Cobra Terradrome. I own the Cobra Terradrome, and I also restored mine as well, so I'm getting close to finishing it. Nice, man. Yeah, I finished mine a couple of years ago. I actually bought one off of eBay and had it shipped, and there's a whole unboxing video that I did in that video. So, hey, I wish you the best of luck with the restoration, and I hope it comes out great. But if you guys have any questions for me, if you want to retort, if you don't agree with anything I said, let me know. It's perfectly fine and healthy to disagree. I get it. Anyone know when Marauder stuff might restock? Oh boy, that has just been the question of the last 6 months, hasn't it? They keep saying soon, soon, soon. I don't know when soon is, though. you know. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. You sound like me with the NECA Ninja Turtles. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I was so pumped when they initially started. What was it? Regular production. NECA did for the NECA Ninja Turtles, and then when they started pumping out 2 packs, I was like, I'm good. I'm good. You're not gonna do single carded figures, then guess what? You're not getting my money. On top of that, the distribution of NECA is, oh my God, for another video entirely. Trust me, NECA is going to get its own rant video, just like Hasbro is going to get their own rant video down the line. It's just, there's lots of stuff that I have to say, especially about NECA, that, oh boy. I don't agree with you, what you said for disagreeing's sake. Okay. Thanks, Zorbox. Any Black Series? Black Series stuff. I got Count Dooku a long time ago, months ago. I got the Dagobah Luke Deluxe with Yoda. I have the Beskar, and be sure to check out Andy's channel. He did the Beskar Mandalorian figure review, so that's up on his channel if you guys want to check that out. But I have him ordered. I just don't know when he's going to be in stock. I did get. I'm going to make a video on the whole Hasbro exclusive thing, and I think Andy just did a video about that. But I did order some. I'm going to have a whole discussion about that. So, yes, Rich, I did, and I did. I got the Hellfire Club 4-pack, and I did get the Lord Draken Evo 3. I disagree with your disagreeing about what I'm disagreeing about. Okay. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. But yeah, the whole Hasbro Pulse thing, I gotta say this. I'll say this really quick about the Hasbro Pulse exclusive thing. Or I should save it for the rant video. That's what I should save it for. I'll just save it. I grabbed the Hellfire Club and Chalupa Supreme, Cobra Commander, Chalupa Supreme, and Drizzle from D&D. Dritz. He did look like a cool. The D&D figure did look really good. It did look really good. I was tempted, but I was like, I'm good. I spent enough fucking money. I'm good. So I was I was like, I need to check myself, and I try, like, I think those are the only 2 things that I've bought from Hasbro Pulse ever, was the Lord Draken, which I just got yesterday, but they didn't ship out my Hellfire Club, which I didn't understand that. I just got a shipping notice today for it. So I'll do the review when I get it. There'll be a full review on it. And I think that's where I'll leave my rant, is with that video. I will say this. The only thing I'm going to remark about is that it was a much easier experience getting the Hellfire 4-pack. I didn't have too many issues. They did have 1 per customer. You could buy them multiple times, but you had to go back and buy them. So you could buy 1, and then you had to go back, and there was a line system that they used. So let's say you had 2 things in your cart. Let's say you had Lord Draken and the Hellfire Club in your cart, like I did, okay? You would purchase them, and that would be your 1 per. You would get 1 Hellfire Club and 1 Lord Draken. And then you would have to go back. If you wanted to purchase more, you would have to go back and do an entire new checkout. So it did give people a chance to actually buy these. And I think they're still up for pre-order. You can pre-order them but I don't think they're going to be released now. The pre-orders went up, but they're not going to be released until March of next year. So that's kind of the thing about it. Um, like I said, I do have some issues still with the Hasbro Pulse thing, and the fucking HasLab is hot shit trash. I still won't let that go. Um, that's a whole nother video for another time. Actually, I don't even need to make a video on HasLab. Michael French, aka Retro Blasting, made a video about it. I agree 100%. Just go watch his video. It's much better than anything I can do. So just watch his video. If you want to know my thoughts on HasLab and the Hasbro stuff. So, um, I will give the devil its due. When a figure is good, I'll say a figure is good, and I will. I don't just sit here and I don't just bash something, but when I start to see toy collecting becoming an elitist thing, it tends to piss me off. It does. When I tend to see a lot of figures that should be um, that are regular retail and they're basically exclusives. Um, we all know store exclusives suck. Um, I was watching what was it there? I was watching the Hasbro Pulse live thing, and there was a bunch of people while they were talking about, even in the Joe Classified thing panel, there was a ton of people just spamming no Target exclusives, no Target exclusives, but they were doing that all day through the Marvel Legends panel all day. Because it's been a hindrance. A regular retail figure, a regular $20 figure should not be and it feel like the most difficult thing to acquire. It should be easy to get. You should be able to walk in a store and the store should have one. It's been, especially now, it's been much worse now than ever because stores aren't restocking that much because of you know what. Um, and they're only stores are especially Targets are only getting certain amounts. Like what was it? I'm really stoked for the Marvel Legends Storm and Thunderbird 2 pack. The Thunderbird doesn't look that great, but the Storm looks fantastic, and I want to get that to finish that team off, the Giant Size X-Men. Guess what? My store is only there's only one Target in my area, and guess what? They're only getting one case, and there's only four in a case, and so that means I got to wake my ass up at the ass crack of dawn to go get one if I want to get one, because I know what's going to happen. There's only one Target in my area, and the scalpers are going to be right there with me at the door when I try to get one, and they're going to buy them all up, and I got a half a mind to buy them all up and just sell them to people that sell them for regular retail price to people that need them. I got a half a mind to do it. Do I have the funds to do it? I don't know at that point. But the point I'm trying to make is that regular figures shouldn't feel like the most difficult thing to acquire. These are regular action figures. These are $20 figures. Since when does a regular $20 figure feel like a limited release figure or a San Diego Comic Con exclusive? That's what it feels like now. I went to my Walmart the other day, and I was like, "Hey, you guys haven't stocked the shelf." I talked to the assistant manager. She just happened to be stocking a end cap, and she was in a different section. And I was like, "What's going on with the toy section?" And she was like, "What do you mean, sir?" And I was like, I'm just asking this because I've come in here once a week just to check and see what you have, and nothing has changed in over a month. There's nothing on your end caps. Everything is bare. There's barely anything there. You guys have not restocked. She's like, well, we'll only get like a case or two a day. And I'm like, I understand it's beyond the manager's control and the assistant manager's control. It's all about what the company sends to them. Because I've worked for Toys R Us and I know how that works. The store doesn't really have anything to do with how much they get. They're just given it. And big corporate superstores like Target and Walmart, corporate tells them how much they're going to get. It's not really the store that does it. And I'm just talking from the Toys R Us perspective. Like, everything could be out of stock and you could put that in your system. And guess what? That shit's going to sit out of stock until corporate sees, oh, they need more, we'll get one more case. But the problem is that they're only giving one more case, and that gets sold or gets bought up by someone buying the whole wave, and then you got nothing again. So it's like these companies aren't these big stores that are getting these exclusive figures that they're begging Hasbro to do and wanting Hasbro to do. They're only stocking one case. So that's why you never see anything in the store. If you stock more cases, if you get 4 or 5 cases, guess what? You'll be able to get it. You'll have a really good chance of getting one. You don't have to wake up at the ass crack of dawn. You can wake up at whenever you want and get it because it's supposed to be there. It's, it shouldn't be this hard to be a collector. It seems like it's, especially in 2020 with the internet and everything, things should be easier. If anything, things should be easier now more than ever to get stuff. You see pre-orders being sold out. It's like, how is a Target exclusive pre-order sold out? It doesn't make any sense. It's a pre-order. You get the amount of orders and then you apply them. It just simply doesn't make any sense. And it's on both parts. It's on the store for not asking for more. It's on corporate for not asking for more. And it's on Hasbro for not assuming that they need to give more. The supply is simply not meeting the demand. And that's just stupid with a retail figure. And I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing the action figures that are $20 or $10 or $15 or whatever being the hardest thing to acquire. It's just stupid. It's absolutely stupid, and there's no rhyme or reason behind it. It doesn't need to happen. It really doesn't. And the people that make excuses for fucking Hasbro are just as bad as these stores not having anything. Stop making excuses for a company. This is a big company. They got the big boy pants on. They've been in the game for a long time. Fix your problems. Get them straight. That's my little rant for that. Especially with, Rich says it's been hell, especially with cheap domestics like Hasbro. Yeah, I mean, I'll even complain. I've been complaining about not only the distribution but the shipping in this country has been atrocious. It's not just USPS. It's FedEx. It's UPS. A lot of the shipping has been atrocious in this country. It's been really, really bad. If I'm getting packages from China in 3 days, the most 4, it's all the way from China. If I'm getting that in 3 or 4 days, there is absolutely no excuse why something should take more than that for a domestic action figure. I'm sorry. But no. That is not going to fly with me. Absolutely not. And people still make excuses. Oh, well, it's this and it's COVID and blame it on COVID and blame it on COVID. Yeah. Great. I can get, an actual delay. Your warehouse set on fire. A tractor trailer fell over. Sure, fine. Totally understandable. Things like that are going to happen. It's life. We get it. But constantly? No. Someone's not doing their job. Sorry. And like I said, if you disagree with anything I'm saying, that's on you. It's not on me. Like I said, if you don't like it, this is my channel. You can go somewhere else. But this is common sense. This is not anything new. This has been going on for years and years, and before COVID was a thing. Okay, so I'm sick of the excuses, and I'm sick of the apologists constantly making up why things are fucked up and why they need to continue to be that way, or why we should just accept the way things are. No, we should not accept the way things are. You should strive for better. If things are messed up, you don't wallow in it. You don't stay in it. You get better. If things are messed up and they are not doing business, force them to do better business. Vote with your wallet. Stop just shoveling high-priced figures to scalpers and doing this and that. Show them that you don't like something. If I don't like this, I'm not going to buy it. I don't like this, so I didn't buy it. This was given to me. And thank you to S. Myers for giving it to me. But personally, it's a big pass. I don't know why my dogs are barking, but they are. Anyway, I was pretty much at the end of this rant. Dobson, quiet. Dusty, quiet. Anyway, I was pretty much at the end of this rant anyway. They're just confirming it for me. Jason Tran says Jazzwares Fortnite has no problem restocking their figures. Hey, quiet! There's nobody even at the house. They're just barking at nothing. Dusty, stop it. Dobby, stop it. Okay, sorry. Pixel Dan did an interview with Megalopolis Toys. The comments were ripping them apart. Yeah, Megalopolis. Ew. I won't order from them. I'll just say that. I won't order from them. I've heard nothing but nightmares about them. How people are just not getting the product, and they still getting charged, and then they don't return phone calls. Yikes! I would stay away from them. I would go with the proven people, or go with Amazon. I know Amazon's got its own issues. I just got the vintage Spider-Man, and it came all damaged and all messed up, and they were fighting me on giving me a refund, and I ended up getting it because I put my Karen wig on and decided to ask for the manager. But the package was all messed up, all damaged. The figure was damaged. It was a nightmare. So Amazon's got its own issues too with shipping. They need to put shit in a box. Stop putting shit in envelopes. It's ridiculous. So, but anyway, that's it for me. I hit the hour mark. That was my goal. I'm pretty sure I touched on everything here. Like I said, this is a nice looking figure, but it's just not for me. This line's not for me. If it's for you, great. Go for it. It's a good figure. It'll do what you need it to do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for giving us a place to vent. Absolutely, Jason. Absolutely. Like I said, I'm going to do a little bit of a rant video. And, maybe, and I'll admit this, maybe I am a hypocrite for buying into Hasbro Pulse exclusives. That's perfectly fine if people want to think that. But the people that know me know I'm not a hypocrite, and they know what type of person I really am. So, I bought those figures, A, because I really wanted the Hellfire Club, and B, because I wanted to see what the experience was like. If the experience was hell, I wouldn't have bought them. So, shut up! Oh my God. It's like never ending. Puppies don't know when to be quiet. Dusty, enough. Quiet. Anyway. But yeah, that's what I'm all about. You know, is trying to give you an objective review, trying to be objective. He's not going to stop barking, so I might as well just end this here. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for everybody. I don't know what he's barking about. There's nothing outside. I don't know why he's barking. He's just flipping out for no reason. There's nobody here. I don't know if he's barking at my voice. Probably. But anyway. I'll let you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my perspective. Like I said, let me know in the comments below what you think. If you're watching this on playback, if you're watching this live, thank you to everybody who did join me. And yeah, I will see you guys on the flip side.